as luck would have it, almost 6 months to the day after my Wrangler started giving me issues, my wife's decided to start doing this as well. That's the starter. So I got to change mine about 6 months ago. It turns out that our Jeeps are roughly 6 months in age, one compared to the other. Mine's a little bit older. So I find it kind of interesting. So the big difference today is that I've bought a few more tools over the last few months. So I'm hoping that one of these two tools is going to be able to sneak in and remove those two freaking bolts that took me so much time by hand. And hopefully that'll save me a significant amount of time. So I've already figured out which socket I need. Hopefully this will work. I won't go through all the steps again because I'll post a link to the video in this so you guys can go back and see everything else. But I'll focus just on the new steps in this video. So in my other video, I'm already ahead by a long shot because the cable was a whole lot easier to sneak off. So I almost think like they added a little bit more length to the loom to the power wire. So this bolt and this bolt are the ones I have to remove. Both are 15 millimeter. So I've got a deep socket installed on this right angle impact. So here's hoping I can sneak it on. So I can sneak it on, but it doesn't seem to have enough power. So I was definitely hoping to have a little bit more torque out of this tool. Space is a little bit of an issue. Wow. All right, time to take out the big guns. I've got the this one set 3 out of 4. Well, that was easy. A little bit more firepower in this one. So this is probably where the mid torque that I've yet to purchase would save my day by being just a little bit smaller, because this guy is just massive. And yeah, it's definitely not going to fit on the top one without a little bit more work. So I'm not sure how much you guys can see here, but I've got the big impact on the bolt. Got a wobble extension on it. Let's see if I can loosen the top bolt. Of course I can. All right, so I'm just gonna take it out. I'll pull those out with the smaller tools just to make my life a little bit easier. So back with the 90 degree. There. So I had a lot of high hopes for these two little guys, one of them to get it out, those two bolts. Unfortunately, neither of them have enough torque. This one's rated for 220, this one 250. Some of the online tests show this one as being a lot more powerful. I had to sneak in the big guns. This one goes up to 1400 foot-pounds in reverse. I had it controlled to a lot less. So a mid torque would have been perfect in that space. So I guess what I'm gonna have to get short term, but at least it's out, and it was a whole lot quicker than it was last time. And the original starter, you know, it doesn't retract anymore. So clearly parts inside were failing. Whereas the new one, you know, you pull it out and it pulls back in. So clearly this one has done its time. So the amount of time I saved today by using these electric impacts, it was significant. And put this back in, reconnect it. Hopefully it starts off on this first try. There, that's seated nicely. Now the fun with the power and then the control wire. Reconnect the battery. Way I go. So starter is installed. Power and control cables are reconnected. Battery's reconnected. I forgot to turn off the ignition when I started, but so be it. Now time to see what happens when I crank it over. Boom. So today took me a fraction of what the time it took last time because again, I bought the right tools for the job. I'll have to check the footage as to when I started and actually post in this video just how long it took. It feels like this took less than an hour, which I think it should have taken me the last time. Again, the right tools for the job goes a long way. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this. Hope you'll watch my other videos. Thanks and have a great day.